guys, it's Destiny, and today we're going to be showcasing Jade with Blade. This synergy is so much freaking fun, and before we get into today's video, let me know one game you guys would recommend for others to try. My suggestion for today has to be Kirby Superstar Ultra. I have loved Kirby since I was a kid, so definitely got to recommend a Kirby game for sure. Lastly, if you guys enjoy videos like these, make sure to subscribe to win your next 50/50 and also hit the like button to support the video. Now, let's get straight into it. Today we have someone new on our hit list. And please do not tell Clara, or I feel like she's literally going to like delete herself from my account. So just please don't tell her. But what we're gonna do just right off the bat is I just want to show you guys why this synergy is super cool. We're gonna be using Jade's skill, which will apply the debt collector onto Blade. If we take a quick look at Blade, Blade now has a bunch of speed. He's going to get 30 from the debt collector, which is super cool. But what's really nice about this, which I'll show you guys in slow-mo here, Blade is actually going to get 2 stacks per attack when he loses HP because of the debt collector and then also just his own skill kit consuming HP. So he's literally going to get so many freaking follow-up attacks. Boom. And now Jade is gonna come in with bam. The T-Rex chef is getting a little angry with us, but it's perfectly fine. Now we're gonna do is advance forward Blade, and we are just going to use his ultimate right here. Well, bam. And now we're going to attack the chef dino over here. I feel so bad. He's such a cool little dino chef, and we're literally murdering him. With Jade, I'm just going to attack Mr. Dino. He is going to explode, and then we are going to use her ultimate, and her ultimate is so freaking cool. We literally get to just step on them, and then the serpent comes up. Okay, with Blade, just basic attack on Mr. Dino once again. We could just basic attack here. Let's actually use Gallagher's ultimate. Well, bam. And now with Bronya, we can advance forward Blade. Let's just use Bronya's ultimate. Now we're just going to have like a bunch of buffs. And if we take a quick look at Jade, Jade has a bunch of crit damage, and this is thanks to her pawned asset, which will allow her to get 2.4% crit damage and also attack each stack she has. And she literally has 43 freaking stacks. And then it mentions here, Jade will immediately gain 5 stacks of pawned asset when launching her talent's follow-up attack, with each stack of pawned asset increasing her crit damage by 2.4%, as we said. But then we are going to have up to 50 stacks, which is just so much freaking crit damage that Jade is just able to give herself. So I think that's super cool. Now what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna focus on the enemy on the left just so we can do a bit more damage. There we go. Now Jade's gonna come in, and now we have a Blade follow-up. What bam. We're gonna do with Blade is just right away pop that ultimate. Blade is so freaking cool. I just love his attacks. We're just gonna kill this Trotter. I'm so sorry, little Trotter, but we had to do it. Please don't tell Topaz. I actually have to worry about Jade telling Topaz, in all honesty. What we're gonna do is not focus on the dino this time around. We want to wither down that toughness meter as much as we can. So there we go with Jade's follow-up. So Blade did get attacked perfectly fine, and we're actually going to attack like this, just with Gallagher, advance forward Blade, and then we're just going to attack like normal. And the Dino Chef is getting angrier with us, but it's perfectly fine. We're just going to use our ultimate now. We're getting really close for our next follow-up attack, which is awesome. We're going to have another attack from Jade. Oh, actually, there we go. We're going to get our follow-up. What bam. And as you guys can see, the damage output between this team isn't extremely high, but instead, it's mainly just the frequency of how much they're attacking that really makes the damage, I guess, like build up, if you will.
Yoink.
Oh no, they took Gallagher. Oh no, give me my Gallagher back. So what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna attack the middle so that Jade can get all her stacks. Typically speaking, if you can, try to attack as many enemies as you can when you are paired up with Jade so that she is able to get all the stacks. Blade is actually gonna get a follow-up too, which is super cool. There we go. And now we have Gallagher back, which is great. We're actually just gonna use our ultimate and break the Dino Chef over here. Well, bam! I feel so bad for our little chef. We're just going to attack the middle now. Oh my gosh, he lived. Mr. Dino lived. Holy moly, this dino is not gonna die. So we're just going to give Blade the debt collector again, just speed him up as well. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to attack the dino, get rid of him. And now what we could do is also break the Trotter. So now we can actually get more stacks. There we go. We're already at 5 out of 5. Holy moly. We're about to get like a bunch of stacks. So now with Jade, we're just going to stomp, and then we are going to have the enhanced follow-ups now, which is super cool. We're just gonna basic right here. He's at 25%, and we've only actually used up 1 cycle so far. We're just gonna push up Blade. I mean, Blade was honestly right there, but it's perfectly fine. And because of just how frequent Blade's attacking, it's just really good. We're just gonna basic, and now we're going to come on with our enhanced follow-up. There we go. We're actually gonna attack the Trotter here, just so I can get the advance forward. Please do not take Blade. Please. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's not good either. Dumb taking Bronya actually kind of sucks. Okay, we broke the Trotter though. So now with Blade, we can just attack once again. I think we should be able to get our follow-up. Yeah, okay. Save Bronya, please. No, Bronya got pushed down. This is horrible. Wait, Jade. Jade's gonna come in and clutch. Oh, there we go. We did it. Honestly, that would have been a bit smoother if Bronya didn't get taken, but it's perfectly fine. Jade came in clutch and we were able to actually get a 2-cycle, which is pretty okay in my opinion. So let's just take a quick look at the builds now. So here is Jade. She is running attack boots and we have a bunch of crit rate. Her crit damage is not super high, but the reason that is mainly because that pawned asset that she's able to get with all those crit damage stacks really adds up very fast. So her crit damage will be fine in battle once she's able to get those stacks. And here's just the rest of her stats. For Lycone, she is using her signature, but if you do want perhaps a free-to-play option, when there are a lot of enemies on the field, you can use external calculus. And if there are not that many enemies on the field, you also could consider, of course, the seriousness of breakfast. That Lycone is pretty good as a free-to-play erudition Lycone. These two options should be decent when it just comes to being able to have a free-to-play option. If you do have the Birth of the Self, this could actually be pretty nice just for the follow-up damage increase for Jade, since a lot of her damage will be coming from those follow-ups rather than, of course, her basic, and her skill doesn't do any damage. So you definitely want to prioritize getting her ultimate and her follow-up damage as high as you can. So the Birth of the Self being able to give that additional follow-up damage will be really good. For her traces, they are maxed out. For her relics, I am running the Ash Blazing Grand Duke just for that extra follow-up damage, and then of course the additional attack as well. I am using Inert Salcedo, but the newest planar set that did come out during this patch is also a really good option. And if you are fighting a bunch of quantum weak enemies, the Genius of Brilliant Stars set will be a really good 4-piece for Jade. I didn't use it in this run only because there was only one enemy weak to quantum. Unfortunately, this current Memory of Chaos doesn't really have many quantum weak enemies, especially in the later stages, so it's really hard to get an accurate representation of how much damage Jade could potentially do, especially with Genius of the Brilliant Stars. But we'll just have to wait and see for how she'll perform in future Memory of Chaos stages. But yeah, so for her Eidolons though, she is completely E0. I haven't activated any of these. Then we have Bronya here. If we just quickly take a look at her, you could actually use for the Lycone, you could use Planetary Rendezvous. That could be a good option, especially because you are using her with Blade. If you don't have Bronya, a good option could also be Ruan Mei. You could also use Robin. I was able to get a 2-cycle with those two characters as well. You could potentially get a 1-cycle depending on if you do things maybe slightly differently, or just depending on who's on the team. You could also potentially do no sustain, especially if Blade gets attacked a lot. You will be able to recover his HP. So that could potentially be an option. I have tried it out with Bronya and Ruan Mei and it did actually work, and I was able to clear faster. And if you don't have any of those characters, you can also use Pela, because Pela will be able to give those good defense drops that Jade and Blade can benefit from. For the traces though, they are maxed out. For relics, I am using the Messenger set and also Broken Keel. For Eidolons, they are completely E0 as well. Here is Blade. This Blade is a bit on the faster end just because of the fact that I did want to kind of speed tune him a bit to the Bronya on the team. We have a good amount of crit rate, really good amount of crit damage on this Blade, so it definitely is a higher investment Blade. He is using his signature Lycone, but if you don't have this Lycone, you could also consider a Lycone like a Secret Vow. For his traces, they are maxed out. For his relics, he is using Longevous Disciple, which will help him get even more crit rate. And then he also has Inert Salcedo for the follow-up damage as well as ultimate damage. If you want your Blade to have more skill damage though, you could also consider Ruined Arena instead, but I personally like Inert Salcedo just for that additional follow-up damage. For his Eidolons, Blade is completely E0. As you guys can see, I have not activated any of them. And then lastly on the team, we have Gallagher. This Gallagher is on the faster end. We have a good amount of break effect, 158 on him. he is using the What is Real Light cone just so he can get that additional break effect for more outgoing healing. If you are using him on a team with Raw Mei and Harmony MC though, for example, you could do a bit of a different build just because of how much break effect those two will be able to give Gallagher. But since Gallagher is not alongside them for this team, I definitely will have to invest into his break effects. And I mainly use Gallagher just because he is a skill point positive character on the team. Bronya will be eating up a lot of skill points, and Blade, of course, only really uses the skill point then just to use his enhanced basic attacks. As for Jade, she's also pretty skill point positive as well, but I just wanted to ensure that Bronya could use skill points with ease. If you have other sustains though, I'm pretty sure they will work perfectly fine. I just felt like using Gallagher, especially because we are able to get a free Gallagher in the recent event, so that'll be pretty good. He is using Passerby of Wandering Cloud and Broken Keel. As for Eidolons, he is E6, and yeah, that'll be the team. The reason I really like this team is just because of how many follow-up stacks Blade will be able to get, which then translate to Jade also getting a bunch of follow-up stacks. And as you guys saw when I was playing the stage, we're also going to have a lot of pawned asset stacks too very quickly, but then only really the first cycle we're going to be able to get a lot of pawned asset stacks, which is really good. I do feel like in maybe more quantum weak scenarios and also more AoE scenarios, Jade will play a bit better there. But overall, I feel like the team did all right. I do think the synergy is pretty fun, and I do want to experiment a bit more with it, especially with future Memory of Chaos stages. And for Pure Fiction in particular, I'm also going to be showcasing Jade in some Pure Fiction stages, so do stay tuned for that. But yeah, that'll be all for today's video. Let me know what you guys think of this synergy in particular. I think this synergy is super fun and super cool. I love that Blade has a new partner that he can mess around with when it just comes to play style. And if you guys did enjoy this video, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like, support the video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.